Alrighty. 1 second. Oh, the screen. There we go. I hate feeling rushed, and you probably do too. Black is my happy color. Wednesday on my Wednesday shirt. Okay, speaking of last minute, today is the last minute title. Mm. Okay, so the fun part of this morning is, you know how you're like, I have to leave the house at such and such a time. I got lots of time. I'm gonna relax. And all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, I gotta leave. Jeez. So then you're like, oh, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. Great, get out the door, still got lots of time. I got halfway down the road and then I realized I forgot to take my meds. Yep, forgot to take my pills. Little pill box, the days of the week because I'm old. Um, Sitting right there next to everything else that I take, and I still forgot them. You're all laughing because some of the pills I have to take are because I have the forgetting disease, the ADHD pills. And the irony of that is having to take a pill every single day at the same time so you remember things. Let me just say that I'm poking fun at myself, but let me just say it's totally okay if you need to take some sort of medication because your brain doesn't produce the right chemicals. And in my case, my brain does not produce enough dopamine or serotonin. It's perfectly fine. My son in law, his pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin, so he takes medication for that. So if one of your body parts, including your brain, doesn't make enough of some sort of chemical or hormone, it is perfectly okay to take the synthetic version. It'll make your life better, I promise. But if you have something like ADHD, it might not be better after the meds wear off. It'll be back to your normal. But while they're kicked in, it's glorious. So great. Um, so my daughter Sarah also takes the same medication. And over the weekend, we were both working on something with my mom. We were helping her. And she was basically like, wow, look at the two of you go. You're so efficient and good. And you don't even have to like hardly communicate with each other. I'm like, yes, it is the power of a brain that works and two brains that are working in tandem together to get all this stuff done. It was beautiful. Anyway, something we'd done plenty of times, too many times before. So we had it down pat. That is gold. Love my kids so much. I miss you already, Sarah, who never watches this. Anyway, I have new fabric. I have some new notions for you. I also have a worker guy who's working outside. So I said, look, if you need anything, I'm going to be busy until 9:30 because sometimes he does have to come in and ask me a question. Um, but if I look like I'm talking to myself, I'm just on Facebook. He probably already thinks I'm crazy already, but he's really sweet. What about that wicked rain we had this week? Yes, it was blowing in all kinds of cracks and places, and there were leaks here in the shop. So that's what he's fixing. So, the off chance the wind blows in that direction again during a torrential downpour, I won't have water streaming through my windows. It doesn't stream through those places just under a normal rain, but this was not a normal rain. Could be worse, could be 3 feet of snow. I know. So, last week I showed you some new gadgets and nifty new notions, and you guys all really loved it so much. And I was going to tell you this week that the matte scrubbers were almost gone, except hilarious story. I'll go get one. Got one of those. Okay. See, I told you I was super prepared. Matte scrubbers, these things. Hilarious story. We were only down to a couple of left, and I thought, wow, this is great. They're selling really good. Except there were a couple people while I was ringing it up for them. I was like, again, brain. Like, wait a second. Wait a second. You seem familiar. There's a reason for this. I can't quite get it now, but I said to her, on the off chance you need to return these, it's totally fine. Cue yesterday. Two people came in. They had been in a party of three who all came in separately and all bought multiples of these so they could give them to each other. So that was super funny. So they're all set. They love it so much they bought them twice. No biggie. But now that means there's more for you. They're still in the package, repriced, work fantastically. Everybody's loving them so far. So I still have some of those left. If you need to send your husband in, also funny story, if you send your husband in and he wants to shop for you, sometimes he has to give me more than just your first name. Because there are a lot of you named Barb and a lot of you named Susan and a few of you named Kathy. So sometimes you're just going to have to narrow it down for me. Your husbands are adorable and I love them. Also, no, I totally didn't see them. This is just in case they might come in. I'm just speculating here. Anyway, so last week I did have some other things that I didn't show you that I missed or I ran out of time or whatever. Somebody asked me to get this in. They told me about it. It was under a different name and I found it. Of course, I have a thing for me. This is called the Incredible Cling Tape. It clings to itself. I don't know where this shiny bit is coming from. Buddy's ladder. Okay. I have extra highlights today from the glints of a aluminum ladder in the sunshine. We cannot complain about the sun in winter. We just can't. Sharon says it's chilly. Yeah, it's not too bad out here, but and my poor worker dude is outside on a ladder, chilling. I worry about him sometimes. He needs a warmer coat. You never stop being a mom, do you? Anyway, this incredible cling tape clings to itself. $6.50. See, it's like this. So it's like sticky tape, but it's not like when you feel it, it's just a really thin look, it sticks to itself. It's not sticky like sticky tape. It's just like plastic wrap, but thicker. And I've actually been wrapping cords with it, which was one of the uses. But Connie, it was Connie who said she has bits of this. She wraps them around her spools of thread to keep them from getting untangled. Yeah, my mom's proud of me with no sniffles this morning because I blew it all out before I got here. I was blowing my nose this morning. I thought my mom's going to be so happy. I did this now instead of later. Carlinda, hi. I got your order yesterday, Carlinda. I was going to email you, but again, forgetting. It's almost ready. It'll be ready like by 10 o'clock. I'm sure you'll show up at lunch and it'll be there. So yeah, this incredible cling tape is only $6.50. This is actually good for husbands too. You didn't think you'd find a husband gift in a quilt shop, but here we are. Yeah. So I've been moderately impressed enough with this. I mean, the end sometimes doesn't stick down. You wrap it over a few times, but can be used wet or dry. No non-adhesive and no glue residue. Connie said she had a spool of these. It's probably lasted her at least 10 years. There you go. Andrea approved. The other thing that came in, oh look, I got myself a second one, was the Easy Press Pen Essentials. I did have more of this if you saw me use these. It is the fabric treatment, the pen, and a couple of nibs. This package does not have the Seam-Align glue in it, so it's a little cheaper at $34. And I've got to tell you, if you have not tried this, you really, really need to try it. It seems expensive. It is not a start. You only need little lines and drops of it at a time. It will change your life for your quilting. Won't help you get along with family members. Won't help you get the house any cleaner, but you will be so much more satisfied with the appearance of your quilt blocks. You can watch these things flatten out in real time. Like the fold mark from the bolt, when it's on the bolt, This actually gets rid of that. You can't see it after you use this. Doing some quilt blocks with like 8 points that come together, totally flat. Totally flat. Anyway, so there's that. What else did I get? Somebody asked me for this, and why I only got in a couple, I have no idea. But I only have a couple. It's $15, and it is a lighted seam ripper. If you're the person who asked me for one, you have dibs on the first one. Ooh, it does take a battery, though. That's cute. Dun, 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 dun. Does it come with batteries? I don't know. Oh, batteries included. Okay, $15 for a lighted seam ripper. Look at that. So basically, if you're trying to pick out black threads on black fabric, or you just have a hard time seeing, uh, yeah, lighted seam ripper. That was a thing. I did not know that was a thing. That is driving me crazy. It's almost Christmas, so of course it's too late to make a quilt for Christmas. So traffic in the shop naturally has gone down a little. Totally fine. We catch up on other things. We got lots to do in here. So one of the things we did yesterday, me and the Snowster, me and Snowy, we had a lot of boxes kicking around of stuff that either was in the system but wasn't priced, or it came in and it still wasn't in the system, but there's not really a high demand for it. But if somebody would have asked, I'd have dug in the box and said, yeah, sure, here we go. So we got all that in the system. Grunt work. It was totally boring. It was, yeah, crazy. So a lot of the Emmeline bag hardware, you will see that show up on the website soon, like D-rings and sliders in all kinds of colors and sizes. Those are all in the system. The lock mechanism for the necessary clutch wallet. I have multiples of those in all the fun colors. Wait till you see the rainbow iridescent. I'm just saying. We have rainbow iridescent zippers with the stripes on the side with the rainbow iridescent zipper pulls. And I have these nice magnetic snaps. This is only a few of the colors. I have them in rainbow iridescent. I know, what's up with that? I like rainbows. I'm sorry. Not sorry. The magnetic snaps metal in the enameled colors. I've got one package of every color they had. So if you need like lime green snaps would be nice on this bag. Krista Taylor, I miss you too. Is this the rainbow one? Oh, I think this is the rainbow one. Yeah, the rainbow iridescent ones. Can you see that? Anyway, it's pretty. And these ones are the royal blue. So yeah, if you ever thought yourself, I wish they would make these bag snaps in colors, they do. I'm just saying. The other thing we got in, we got in some new fabric. So you've heard me rant. I was on the lookout for polka dots. It's really hard to find a decent line of polka dots at a decent price. Like I could find polka dots sometimes, or sometimes there was a dot or 5 in a particular collection. And I was like, I don't want to be charging $20, $22 a meter for these polka dots. It's a basic. These ones I got in at $15 a meter, which kind of a struggle, but I did it. It's worth it. Oh my God, these are so cute. Look at these. Look at these. And it wasn't until after I got them in that I realized they're not really dots. They're little tiny stars. Yeah, it's called Twinkle by April Rosenthal. It's not necessarily all the colors that she had in the original collection, but there's this lovely lime green. I posted a picture yesterday. It kind of looked a little olive. It's a lime green, but not really limey. It's very nice. There is the gray on white. I already had somebody message me saying I'll have a meter of this color and that color. Aqua. Aqua with the little tiny little white stars that look like dots from a distance. So it still gives that effect. Gray on white, or white on gray, I should say. Red. This one's for you, Jeannie. It's not a deep red. It does have a slight yellow undertone, but it hasn't quite veered into tomato. It looks very orangey on screen, but it's slightly less orangey in person. This very fantastic yellow. This lovely green, kind of a Kelly green. Not quite a Christmas green unless you like a lighter Christmas green. And this one, which is the Christmas dot, isn't that adorable? And the best part is those brownish looking stars that look like a gingerbread brown are not gingerbread brown. They are gold metallic. I may have squeed when I figured that out. It's so cute. Yeah, if you need like a cute little I just need a cute little background for this Christmas thingy I'm making, and it needs to have maybe a tiny little print on it. This would be perfect. Ha! Oh my god, it's so cute. Don't quite have the pictures on the site, but it's ready to buy. There you go. I know. I'm very excited too. You want to see more fabric? You totally want to see more fabric. I know you do. So the other fabric line that came in was dinosaurs. We all love dinosaurs. It's called Paleo Tales from Northcott. Forgot to send my mom the preview link so she could plug it in the comments. It does have this very nice panel, which is hanging up behind the cutting board. The panel does have sections on it. Da-da-da-da. That is a $15 panel. It is very similar to the unicorn panel. I have them hanging up next to each other. They're both from Northcott, so of course they do some things very similarly. So that's pretty good. It's got this nice crackle designs. The dinosaurs are a little more realistic. They're not, kid-centric or cartoonish. They could lean a little towards the kids depending on what you mixed it with, but you can sort of mature it up for an adult. And I mean, who doesn't like dinosaurs? I will tell you a quick funny story. We were at the grocery store, and on the name tag, one of the clerks had dinosaur stickers. So I asked him about that. Oh, you've got dinosaur stickers on your name tag. He goes, yeah, I like dinosaurs. So I'm like, that's pretty awesome. What's your favorite dinosaur? And it was like he was really taken aback. Like, nobody's really asked him that. They just admire the stickers, and he had to think. I was like, oh no, I have to think about this. What is my favorite dinosaur? So then we had like a 5-minute adult discussion about dinosaurs. Anyway, years and years ago, I made my oldest a quilt with a very similar fabric to this on the back. They still love and treasure it to this day. Dinosaur bones deep in the ground. This is a nice black print with bones on it. I mean, if you are of the Gothic persuasion, this is pretty awesome. And it's Northcott, so these are 18 a meter. Still reasonably priced. There is the big feature print. These are all showing on the website. The pictures all got added yesterday. So they're all up and available for purchase online. This is another one of the prints, which I really, really liked. There are more prints than I'm actually showing you today. So if you have a look at the website, you can go see them, because there's like a blueprint, print with blue in it, with dinosaurs. There's like a rusty orange one with nice footprints. I have an orange print with cartoony dinosaur prints, but this one's much nicer. This print I thought was hilarious and wonderful. I kind of love it. Yeah, it's the dinosaur eyes creeping through the bushes. And I thought, wouldn't this be great? Like in a handbag or someplace unexpected where people are like, that's a nice print. And then they look closer and it's a dinosaur staring at you. I'm easily amused. Yes, I am easily amused. So that's the new fabrics. The other new thing, my mom has posted the link in the comments. Thank you, Diane, for your assistance. You'd be so proud of me, Mom. Yesterday, I got a very corporate sounding email from another company, a chain. They wanted to partner with my business in this exciting new opportunity. They were waiting to hear from me about our potential new partnership. And Snowy was so proud of my taught by my mom professional secretary voice. It was great. I read the whole thing out loud in the corporatees speak with my thank you for calling. Your call is important to us kind of voice. If you've ever called the shop, that's the voice I answer the phone with. Blame my mom, but I do it really, really well. Like voices. Yes, I am the mom who read and will still read out loud stories and do all the voices. I'm just saying. Also, I am easily amused. The other thing I didn't tell you that I got because somebody had asked me to get these in for them, and it just kind of it was a one-off. If there's like a short invoice and a bunch of it is restock and then a couple of extra things, it takes me ages to get around to them, putting them like the grunt work into the system, get them priced, get them on the shelves. It's just somehow easier if there's 20 items. I can kind of do that faster than if there's just two, you know? But I have, and I know you guys love Art to Heart. I I ordered. This is part of a yearly collection. It was like a block a month kind of book, whatever. And it's got nice seasonal things. I ordered 11 because I didn't think people wanted July with all the Americana on it. I received 7 of the months. So there's that. And I had ordered 3 copies of everything, but some of them I only got 2 copies of. But I do have, and these are $15.50. That is the regular price. I'm pretty happy with that. So we do have December. Ta, ta, ta. There's only one of these. They're not showing on the website yet. Oh yeah, these are different. Okay, that must be Easter. So these are springtime ones. These are the Wander Lane, the Bunny Knoll and the Blossom Trail on Wander Lane. I just showed you that one. I think this is September. Da, da, da. Yep. Maybe this one's September. Who knows? They don't have the months on them. Uh, Another one here. They are pretty. They are country without being way too 90s country. Do you know what I mean? The Halloween one is super cute. And at the back of each book, if you get all 12, you can make the big quilt. Isn't that cute? It's not all applique, but it is cute. You do the applique, I will show you how to quilt it. So those are 15.50. And as you may have heard, some of the patterns and books, not these books because these are brand new, but the books and patterns that we only have one of that are old, most of those are being marked down to 40%. Now I was going through stacks of them and checking them in the system and then doing the math for the 40% off. And I swear I felt like I was going to fall asleep in the middle of it. It was so boring. So, not all of them are done. Not all of them are showing up on the website, but I do have them pulled out of the regular spots where we keep things. So, if you did want to look through them and there was one you were interested in and I haven't marked it down yet, I will totally mark it down right as you ask about it. Just for you. I know. It'll happen. It'll happen. I just really like to clean out some of this older stuff. It's driving me nuts. Because, see, if I get rid of the older stuff, then I can bring in newer stuff, and it's more exciting. I have a little moratorium on buying new patterns. I mean, why buy one from a designer when one of everything would work, right? Like, what if people want options? I love options. Uh, it's like when I start a new hobby, I have to have most of the supplies to like thoroughly experience that hobby. Uh, and please pray for me because I did find at Value Village. Did I mention this last week? I don't know. A circular knitting loom, the one with the cranky handle. I'm kind of hooked. Ah, hooked. Get it? So yeah, I've been playing with yarn. I even picked up some knitting needles and tried to knit. I cast on like 20 stitches. At least I thought it was 20. It might have been 21, but by the time I got to the fourth row, it was 27. I keep telling you, I can't knit. I can't. I just can't do it. That's like regular knitting. I'm gonna stick to the loom because that is faster and I don't lose count that way because there's a built-in little counter. Um Crocheting is a little better, but it's just not good, folks. It's not good. But I get to play with yarn. And I'm ashamed to say that the freakier and more novelty the yarn is, the more I love it. Krista says, try continental style knitting. Yes, my British grandmother taught me how to knit. So I think I think she taught me continental style anyway, but it's left-handed. I don't like the yarn on my fingers. I lose count. I can't see properly is the other issue. I keep telling you my eyes are bad. Um, and because I'm left-handed, the other fun thing that happens is the way I pull the yarn and move it through things untwists the yarn as I work with it. Super fun. Super fun. Because the yarn is twisted in a certain direction. And as I pull it, because I'm going opposite to everybody else, it untwists. It's great. Fabulous. I'm going to stick to the loom because that's working. And I recently got another little like knitting loom type thing. So, yeah, I'm going to work with those because I think it works better for me than traditional needles, which are very stabby, make me want to stab things. Throw them across the room, stab them in the ball of yarn. But the yarn is pretty, and I'm kind of addicted. Like if you need yarn wound into one of those cute little cakes on a yarn winder, I will sit there and do that all day. That's the funnest thing ever. It's super fun. I had one here in the shop yesterday, and I started doing it while a customer was browsing, and all I saw was his head peek out of the aisle. What are you doing? I'm just winding some yarn. Don't mind me. If you need some fabric help, you just holler. I can be interrupted. I'll stop. No problem. Anyway, on a serious note, though, it is very humbling to go from, yes, Andrea, don't you know everything and everything there is to know and all the niche stuff about quilting? I mean, well, a lot of it, but not everything. But okay, close. Um, to knitting, where I know nothing, like none of the basics of like. Bleh. Krista below can hook us up with pretty yarn. She does stuff with yarn. She does amazing things with yarn. And I can appreciate my friend Rebecca. She's a huge knitter. Shout out to Rebecca. Woohoo! She went through the yarn dyeing phase as well, and she made sure that I knew what the good yarn was with the Angora and the cashmere and the mohair and the. Oh my God! Please do not touch the acrylic balls, darling. Like seriously. So I can appreciate the good yarn, just like I taught her how to appreciate the finer cottons. Exactly. But she doesn't really sew, and I don't really knit. Yet somehow we're friends. I know it's crazy. But we just that's why I say I'm kind of like knitting adjacent and she's sort of like quilting adjacent. It's fun. Alrighty. So that's been enough fun for one morning. So I'm gonna let you go. There's one more thing I was gonna tell you. Yes, that's what it was. Gift cards. Our shop does have gift cards. The easiest way to buy them is online. You don't have to go out. You can just email the link to your family and say, go buy me a gift card here. You don't even have to talk to anybody. It does have a spot to email the gift card code because it generates this little 4-digit code. I do have some pre-done in the shop. But for some amounts, I have to like make up the code on the fly and then add it to the system later. So that's a me problem, not a you problem. But the easiest way to get a gift card to my shop is to buy it online, and it's super easy. You can even in the email, you could tell it to send the email to the recipient at a later date, so it doesn't send it immediately. It'll send it on like Christmas Day, for example. I know it's amazing. Or you could just not send it by email and to the recipient, and then when you get it, print that off and say, here's your code. Go shop. It's fantastic. You can use that little code online too when you place your online orders, even for pickup. Doesn't matter. Fantastic. So that's all I wanted to tell you about it. And the advent calendar that I still have a couple left here in the shop has been marked down to the clearance price of $50. That's like $2 a day. It's 24, close enough. $2 and change a day for the things inside. So you can set it aside for next year. You could be like, I'm treating myself to a whole pile of nifty notions and extra sewingy things, whatever. So I guess I'll see you later. Yeah, I've run out of steam. I need to move on. I got an order to finish packing for Carlinda there in the comments. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think that's it. Sunday is Snowy's birthday. They don't like to have a big fuss made over them though, so you never heard it from me. Um, yeah, and then it's like getting ready to relax with the family. Toodles noodles. Toodle noodle. Noodly toodly. Later, Tater. So that's it. Yep. All right. I'm leaving. Bye. Gonna say goodbye now. Unceremoniously saying goodbye. I will catch you on the flip side. There's one more video until Christmas, and then we will do our 2 week break. But I will remind you about that. So goodbye. Bye. Bye.